This is the case of Miss Devin Martinez, who refuses to take responsibility for absolutely anything that she does, thinks she's entitled to the world, and makes promises constantly and fails to follow through on anything she promises to do. I showed this about 6 months ago, a year ago, and it became one of the most popular videos on my site. However, the first video was only 6 minutes long. I went to do an update on it and realized I missed a whole heck of a lot of stuff, so I pulled it all together. In doing so, I realized she has quite a few open cases in both the 14A and the 15th District Courts in Washtanaw County. I did not look outside that county except for one quick thing that I found, because this was enough to give me a headache. I needed a spreadsheet. So, just to give you a really quick rundown of her background, Miss Martinez had convictions for driving without a license in 2013, possession 2014. She has an open warrant for felony assault in 2018 out of Ohio. She was also convicted or charged with assault and battery here in Washtanaw at the same time, but that case was dismissed. In 2019, she refused corrections training fee. I'm not sure what that is, a jail ticket? That was dismissed after corrective action. 2022, larceny from a person and breaking and entering. Those were dismissed. Has open charges that we're going to look at of police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing ×2, 2 charges, and disorderly person. She has a domestic violence that was dismissed. Then in 2023, she got a retail fraud 3rd-degree misdemeanor and financial transaction device without consent. What this is if you use someone's credit card without consent, it falls under financial transaction device. You can't just say credit card. Financial transaction device without consent. Then a retail fraud 3rd degree that was dismissed last October in Judge Perry's courtroom. Police officer, assault, resist, obstruct, and then lying to a peace officer. And now she has an open 2024 possession charge. She's racking them up. So cases 2 and 3, the fraud and resisting charges, were combined. They start out in Judge Simpson's courtroom and then are bound over to Circuit Court in Judge Slay. Case number 1 is the resisting assault on a police officer and lying to a peace officer, and those stay in Judge Simpson's courtroom. So we're going to be jumping back and forth between the hearings between the two of them, but I'll try and highlight it over on the side so you can see where we're at as we go through this hot mess of crazy. And yes, that is what she is.
Thank you.
Court calls the case. People versus Devin Julia Martinez.
Or Willenberg for the people.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Ms. Martinez. Ms. Martinez, would you state your name for the record?
Devin Julia Martinez.
Your Honor, we are, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. We are requesting a referral to mental health court for Ms. Martinez. Ms. Willenberg and I finished that information this morning in terms of the referral. I did send it to Ms. Tang. I don't know if Your Honor had enough time.
I have it in front of me. If it gets sent to her, it's here. So I have it. I'll sign off on that. I will then adjourn the probable cause for a determination on that to April 13th, 2023, 9 a.m.
Why 13?
Pardon?
Could it be any closer to the 3rd, like the other hearing?
Okay. Ms. Martinez, we went through this yesterday, didn't we?
I don't know what you mean.
Where you were trying to set your own court dates?
No,
Somehow and or another. So just listen. They have to do, they're doing the referral. I'm signing off on that. They are going to have to do an assessment to try to see if you can get into this programming. Okay.
I'm certain I will be able to. Is the thing. And I've just
Okay.
I've been here a month.
But others have to make the decision.
So Ms.
You're not making the decision. So you very well may get in. I will then, as I indicated to you on the other case that is before me, Your attorney is trying to get that to match up then to this case when it is settled in that case. So quit trying to rush it, quit trying to set your own dates, and
I
just
wasn't
let
trying-
your attorneys do their job.
May I
I'm
break out
done.
with my-
Bond continue. She's done.
May I break out with my music?
I'll come see you, Miss Martinez.
Court calls the case. People versus Julia Devon Martinez.
Hey, buddy,
Julia Martinez.
Nimish Ganatra for the
they
people.
done. They just,
And Alex Warren Green on behalf of Miss Martinez. Miss Martinez, would you please state your name for the court?
Devin Julia Martinez.
Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. All right. Okay, what are we doing?
Your Honor, at this time, Miss Martinez would waive her right to a preliminary examination. I'd ask the court to bind the matter over to the circuit court for further proceedings.
All right, that's on both cases.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Martinez, you understand what a preliminary examination is?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that that proceeding, the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you understand you'll not have that hearing on either one of these cases and you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, Your Honor. I was wondering if I may speak upon one other thing.
Miss Martinez, I think I know what you want to speak about, and I'll come and talk to you about that. I don't think we should put that on the record.
I would like to ask for a PR on the case that you're presiding upon or over, Your Honor, on account of my backed rent and as well as my phone situation that has been fixed and handled, and I will not miss another hearing at all. And I know that I'm fully confident that if you were to grant me.
And Miss Martinez, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to talk about that until September 6th for the pretrial on that. I appreciate it, but I'll come and talk to you about that before that date, okay?
So he truly can. Like from his
I
mouth.
don't have that file in front of me. I just have these two in front of me. I realize you have other things, but this is the only file I have in front of me. These are the only two I have in front of me. And I'm trying to do the waiver on it.
If
So-
you're able, Your
Miss
Honor,
Martinez,
you want to keep me here? I would really like, I mean, I'm trying to.
Well,
get-
I'll tell you what, Ms. Martinez, I'd like for you to show up for court when you're supposed to.
Me
And
too.
repeatedly, time and time and time again, I've been dealing with you for the past 2 to 3 months. You telling me that you're going to come to court. You don't show up for court. I have to issue a warrant. We pick you up. I let you out before so that you could appear in court. And you didn't appear in court.
Your
You're
Honor,
not asking me to change a bond on a case that I don't even have in front of me today. So to the extent that's a motion, that motion is denied.
Your
People
Honor,
waive their right.
I apologize.
Your Honor, we do waive our right on both cases. Thank you.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on the felony, on all 3 felony counts with the misdemeanors tailing along. Counsel as to the circuit court arraignment.
Miss Martinez would stand mute and waive any reading, Your Honor.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea as to all counts. Pretrial will be set in each case.
September 11th at 1:30 p.m. Judge Slay Monday.
September 11th, 2023, 1:30 before Judge Slay on Monday. Bond will continue in these matters.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Apologize.
Court calls the case of the people versus Devon Julia Martinez.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Edward Drugas on behalf of Devin Martinez.
Okay, what are we doing? Ms. Martinez, state your name, please.
Devin Julia Meissner Martinez.
Your Honor, there has been a global resolution that is in the works. She was in front of you last Thursday, had matters that were bound over to circuit court. Those are going to be a part of the agreement. We're asking for an adjournment until after September 11th, which is her pretrial date up in circuit court.
During the matter of September 20th, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
No,
And if
no,
I-
Thank you.
no.
And Your Honor, if I could address bond.
Go for it.
Your Honor, she's got a 5,000 cash or surety bond. It's my understanding in this case, or a 10% bond. And she's unable to post that. This is the only matter that is holding her. She does have a stable location to go to. She's provided me with an address. She is subleasing an apartment. She doesn't want to lose that sublease. And she understands that she has several cases that she's worked this agreement. And she doesn't want to blow that up by not showing up to court. And she attests that she'll show up to her next court appearance. She's got 2 matters next week.
Matters that she's pleading to on the 11th, he said.
Yes, Your Honor, my understanding there are 3 charges that she'll be pleading to up in circuit court. And several of her cases are being dismissed.
She's got PRs on those cases.
Yeah, she's got PRs on every case.
Any response from the people?
I personally have no faith that Miss Martinez will show up to court regardless of the outstanding global resolution that Mr. Ganatra has offered her. I would ask that her bond remain the same, and if she is to plead, this case would be dismissed and all her conditions of bond would be done on the 11th, and she would be released. So I given the history of this matter and the history that this court has with Miss Martinez, I don't think a PR is appropriate.
May I speak, Your Honor?
If you want.
I'm sorry?
If you want to speak, you can. If it's your counsel's probably telling you not to, but
He
go
told me,
ahead.
he did tell me to.
I told her to be
So-
brief.
Yes, I have an understanding that we've come to a resolution about hitting, and it's a sure thing that I will be attending court on the 11th, as the only reason that I didn't prior was because my phone was stolen, and I have since reordered my phone. It's coming 2 weeks ago, actually rather a week ago, on the 20th, on Sunday at my local Metro PCS. And aside from that, I'm trying to not get evicted from my place, and I need to go back to work. I have 2 jobs, 2 cell phones, and and stable housing. And I'm really looking forward to going back to my job, and I was hoping to be released today.
I have between March of 2022 and July 19, 2023, I've had to issue 7 bench warrants.
I understand this, Your Honor.
That's 7 bench warrants. Those are all not about a phone missing.
They actually were. and
Okay, if you want to talk, you go ahead. I gave you your opportunity, but if you want to keep going, keep going.
May I honestly speak, Your Honor? I don't.
Ms.
mean-
Martinez, I think you've spoken. Let's have the judge make its ruling.
I just wanted to say that it was about always with not having a phone and stable housing, and now that I finally have those, I would really like the chance to prove to all of you that I definitely will make it to court. I've made it to court more times than I've missed. I know that, and I will not. Now that I have stable, secure housing, aside from that, I also have 2 jobs I'm looking forward to going back to, and I really don't want to lose this house, because then I will be more dependable than dependent, and I would like to remain that way. And I really know that I messed up that, but I also did think that I filed a warrant recall, though it didn't go through due to bad Wi-Fi, and I really apologize to the court. Although I will definitely not be missing another hearing at all, and I know that there will be large consequences if I don't, and I certainly will. I promise. I swear on the Bible and to everyone in my life, on my life.
Mr. Drukas, is she done now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Turn it out to the 20th. I'll grant defendant a PR bond, but that's only effective at September 12th, 2023 at 9 a.m., the day after she's going to enter the pleas in the global resolution, and she can have a PR on this case.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Michael Adante.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Dante. And Mr. Dante, if you're present, can you state your name for the record?
Ms. Martinez? Can you, I'm sorry.
Number 3135, People versus Devin Martinez, 23626 FH, 23635 FH.
Michael Dobish for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Emily New on behalf of Devin Martinez.
Ms. Martinez? How are you today?
Oh, I would, rather not. But
I would imagine so.
I'm sorry?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Ms. New.
And yourself?
And Your Honor, we're asking for a 1-week adjournment in this case.
Okay, at the request of the Public Defender's Office, we're going to adjourn until next week. I had some conversations with both attorneys at the bench regarding your bond. I will be revisiting that next week as well.
I'm sorry. Could I break out with my lawyer really fast, please?
And Your Honor, we did want to share with Ms. Martinez, we waited at the jail till a little after noon, from sometime during 9 a.m. till almost afternoon to see her. They did not bring her. We are going to come see her as soon as possible. And as far as her bond, she's not held on this case, and we want to make sure she knows that. Yeah.
Okay, marvelous. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, we'll see you next week. Mr. Martinez, your attorneys will come visit.
Judge, if I may, Ms. Martinez, are you going to be posting bond on the other misdemeanor matter before next week?
Yes.
Okay, if you post bond on that matter, you need to call the public defender's office. Make sure you talk to the attorney on your misdemeanor and to Ms. New or Mr. Overwater on the felony matter.
Okay, it'll be, PR will be given to me tomorrow. So.
Okay, that's great. Assuming that happens, call and talk to one of us on this case so we know where you are and we can get a hold of you before your next court date here, okay? Because you'll have to come here next week.
Alrighty, Joe, what is the number for that? Sorry.
It's the Public Defender's Office of Washtanaw County. It's 222-6970.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay?
I appreciate it, and thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week then.
No, don't sign off. Just leave it like that.
Thank you. Oh, wait. What was your name, ma'am? Ma'am.
So Attorney Emily New,
Emily.
and your other attorney will be Kenneth Overwater. So Emily New and
Emily
Kenneth
New.
Overwater.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. See you later. Goodbye.
Martinez.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
And Edward Drukas on behalf of Devin Martinez. Ms. Martinez, if you are on, your name's not listed, could you state your name?
She's not here.
I did speak with her this morning, Your Honor. Provided her the Zoom ID. I also have her at 11 o'clock in front of Judge Barr, and she has that Zoom ID. And I don't know why she's not.
Okay. Why don't I do this? I'll give her a shot because October 4th, 2023, 9 a.m. and we'll deal with it. I just gave her a bond so she can get out.
I
Yes.
would ask to not give her a shot because we allowed her bond to change after she was supposed to plead on a felony case. So we actually kept her in until that, right before that sentencing date. She failed to appear for the plea in Judge Slay's courtroom. There was supposed to be a global resolution, including this case, where she was going to take a plea in a felony matter, and this case was going to be dismissed per Mr. Ganatra. She failed to appear, and now she is not here at this case either. So I would ask for a bench warrant, given her history and the situation that happened with her felony matter.
And Your Honor, I did speak with Mr. Overwater, who represents her up in front of Judge Slay, and they are working on that resolution to get that into court. She does have a number that she can be reached. They are working on recalling that warrant up in front of Judge Slay.
Mr. Jerkis, did you talk to her this morning?
Yes, Your Honor, and I spoke with her yesterday as well.
I'm going to adjourn it out. I will note that the defendant failed to appear. I also realize she has challenges, and I understand the history of failing to appear, but I'm going to do that. And if she doesn't appear, then when she's appears before me in custody, I don't want to hear anything from her.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Trying to sort out all of her court cases and hearings for each court case was so much I had to make a spreadsheet, but it was even too much for me. I had to call up Karen and have her help me with my spreadsheets. If you're a fan of Karen and her spreadsheets, you might want to head over to megsmerch.com because I've got some spreadsheet merchandise going up ASAP. So it's no wonder she missed a court date or two, because this is everything she had going on over that course of almost 2 years, from February 22 until January of 23. It is absolutely nuts. If you consider each hearing is, I don't know, it could take 5 minutes or you could sit there for hours. Granted, she was in custody for some of them, but for the most part, she was not in custody. And these are the 2 hearings she missed down here. So she was kind of a pro at it by this point. And she had just been released several days prior and told of these 2 hearings. So she should have made them and talked to her attorney that morning. However, I just wanted to show you how absolutely nuts this is. How could anybody maintain a job? Like, being a criminal is a full-time job at this point in time when you have this many cases and this many things going on. You have to show up to every hearing or else there's a warrant out for your arrest. And to show up, you have to take off work, make arrangements, either be there in person or, fortunately now, be there by Zoom. And this is absolutely life-consuming over a course of 2 years. I think there's only 3 months that she didn't have a court hearing over this 2-year period, and there are 89 hearings. That's crazy. And she did say she made it to more hearings than she missed, and that's absolutely true when you look at the overall number. Anyways, on with the show. Oh, and if you're enjoying this, hit that like button real quick for me. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you really, really like it, you can hit the subscribe button too. That would make my day.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, she is. Court calls the case. People versus Julia Martinez.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
And Edward Drukas on behalf of Devin Martinez.
I haven't gotten to speak with my lawyer yet. If that's possible, we could break out for a moment. Can you sit down, please?
Thank you, Your Honor. I guess the great news is that I did get her to court. She was not here last time. We are still working on a global resolution in front of Judge Slay up in Circuit Court. She'll be having court, I believe, next week. I don't know if that will resolve as quickly as next week. I would ask for potentially 3 to 4 weeks.
Adjournment on this one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
I'll adjourn this matter then to November 1st, 2023, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you. I'll come and speak to you, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you. All right, that concludes that block. We're going to get set up for our 11 o'clock block. Court to stand in recess.
On the supplemental, People versus Devin Martinez, 23635 FH, 23626 FH.
Lieutenant Andrew Bannisworth on behalf of Devin Julia Martinez, who's present from the jail. Ms. Martinez, can you state your name, please?
It's Devin, Julia, Camille, Meissner, Martinez.
Oh, we meet again, do we?
Hi there.
Oh, yeah. So we had a bench warrant. I don't know, did that ever actually issue? Didn't write down that I signed it and I don't have a copy of it.
Yes, Your Honor. It appears, let me just, that there was a failure to appear on 9/18, and then it looks like in October,
And that's for the pretrial case?
the court signed, the failure to appear. Court signed that.
Okay.
9/18. Let me just.
That's wrong.
You are
Sorry.
before the court because you failed to appear. I remember meeting you on maybe not my docket or somebody else's docket that I was covering. And I said, "Are you promised to come to court?" And you said, "Yeah, sure."
Yes, and I certainly tried, Your Honor. I mixed up, like, there was a lot, like, A, there was a lot going on. B, I called
Yes.
the public defender's office.
No, don't say anything yet, because you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say can be used against you, so we're not gonna do that. What I am gonna do is recall the warrant for your bond violation. Would you like the assistance of the public defender? They're already appointed on your cases to help you with this bond violation as well? Yes. Do you want the public defender to keep helping you right now?
So that means, like, there's no bond at this point.
Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay, yes, I would like, Andrew.
Okay, public defender.
Dennis, please.
Okay, I'm assuming we need to set this for an adjourned pretrial date. Let's handle that first.
Yes, Your Honor. I did meet with Ms. Martinez this morning.
Oh, he did?
Oh, we have a request, I guess, from Mr. Overwater of October 16th.
For the hearing?
Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
10/16. Okay. All right, we will set this for on the other docket for the 16th as to bonds, Mr. Banis.
Yes, Your Honor. I did explain to Ms. Martinez all the possibilities. She is asking for a personal bond. She reports to me that she thought court was by Zoom. She says she called our office and whoever she spoke with could not find a Zoom hearing. If that happened, there was a miscommunication because of the whole Zoom thing. The Zoom, when she mentioned Zoom, I see in our file that a lawyer from our office did reach out to her before that hearing, try to contact her. She explained that her phone is connected to Wi-Fi and that was down for a while. It's now reinstated. She reports to me she has a job at a chauffeur company and she is concerned about getting back to work and be able to pay her lease and utilities.
Banner.
Your Honor, we would object to that request. Because since we have to take in the consideration the individual's entire history or whatnot, what we have here, Your Honor, from what I'm conceding is that not only is this a failure to appear to not showing up, she has multiple failures to appear even on her misdemeanor cases, didn't show up to court for those, while literally on, I believe, on probation. Your Honor, we got 3 new cases, one of which is before the court, which is the felony matter, and then 2 misdemeanors. So looking at the history, the individual does not comply with court orders at all. There's no history of compliance with court orders. So which means that person is the definition of a flight risk. So the people do believe that remand is warranted in this matter.
Absolutely not.
Looking through, I also see a lot of failures to appear as well.
That may be so, Your Honor, but may I speak?
Don't say anything, Ms. Martinez. Please.
Sure.
I'm gonna keep her remanded to the 16th. The September 11th, she was referred to the AIM social worker according to Ms. New. So maybe you can make some headway between now and then in regards to any supportive programming that could maybe get her to court on time.
Yes, I'm talking to Nicole Harris.
So we're remanded for now, but we'll have you back on the 16th, which is on Monday.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
What?
Tell you to look online.
All right, you didn't hear it.
I'm sorry.
On the supplemental, People versus Ryan Carter Price,
Wait, I'm so
22-618 FH.
I'm confused.
Again, Ms. Martinez, you're remanded Do not have a bond.
So I'm leaving today, leaving jail.
You're not leaving today.
But Monday?
You're remanded to the Washtanaw County Jail. No bond. We'll see you on Monday.
What does that mean, no bond?
That means you're not able to post. You're staying in. Your bond is revoked at this time for multiple failures to appear.
Until Monday?
And I'll revisit it then. You're done.
Okay.
On the supplemental, People versus Devin Martinez, 23-626 FH, 23-635 FH.
Travel last for the people.
Hi, Ms. Martinez.
Hi there.
Okay, so we are here today for pretrial. And bond violation hearing.
That's correct, Your Honor.
City.
I'm going to ask to adjourn the pretrial and address the issue of bond.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to meet with Ms. Martinez yesterday at the jail. There are a number of things that she's very concerned about. First of all, when she was arrested on this warrant, she indicated to me that her car and the vehicle belonging to her and her boyfriend was impounded. All of their worldly possessions are in that car. That is their source of internet. Without that, both she and her boyfriend are in serious jeopardy. So she is very, very anxious to secure her release so that she can work towards recovering that vehicle and their possessions. Additionally, her grandmother had her gallbladder taken out very recently. And Ms. Martinez has been informed that her family needs her home to help provide care for her grandmother. Finally, on September 18th, she indicated that she called the public defender's office. She was asking for the Zoom information. She indicated she was told that there was no Zoom information because it was an in-person hearing, so she was not able to appear. She does accept her responsibility for missing court on that date, but she did at least call our office and make an attempt to appear by Zoom. She was arrested on the warrant because she had left her, gone to a friend's house very early in the morning to ask for a ride to come and turn herself in. But because it was so early, she was just waiting on the porch because she knows her friend wakes up around 7 and will come out to have a cigarette. Someone saw her sitting on the porch. They called for a wellness check. The police appeared. She was arrested and the car was impounded. She indicated to me she's seeing a new therapist through CMH she's been referred to. She's also had contact with an outreach worker. She has support in the area. She's not a flight risk. She's trying to get back to work. She was working as a personal assistant at a chauffeur company called Azo Party. So she did have employment. She'll be residing in Ypsilanti. She's provided me with the contact information that she has. So I would ask the court to consider releasing her on a personal recognizance so that she can work on the things that she needs to work on because they are very urgent.
As well as rent, if I may just add, I'm sorry.
As well as her rent, Your Honor.
Mr. Prosecutor.
Your Honor, I'm seeing multiple failures to appear throughout the history of these cases. I just want to point that out for the court. I think some level of assurances that she appears necessary. So I'd leave it to the court.
You have a resident she can meet with.
She's provided an address, Your Honor. So
Yes.
Your Honor, may counsel approach?
Ms. Martinez, come back.
Yeah.
How much time do you want?
Judge, I'm going to need 2 to 3 weeks. I anticipate a social work referral. I need to confer with our juvenile attorneys to get some background information, as well as to talk to Mr. Chavalowski about how to proceed. And then I'm going to need some meetings with Ms. Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, I'm going to schedule your pretrial for November 6th at 1:30 p.m. You're going to stay remanded. You have too many failures to appear.
No,
Last
Your
time
Honor,
that-
Your Honor.
No, last time that you were in front of me, I'm like, I talked to you about coming in and you're like, yeah, no problem. And it was
No,
really
it
dismissive
wasn't
about
a
it.
problem
And
then.
then you didn't, and
It
then you
was-
didn't show up at all. And
It certainly
I'm
wasn't.
not
problem.
confident that you're gonna come back. You have a multitude between this court and district court of failures to appear. You don't come when you're ordered to come. So why would I think this would change now?
Your Honor, because there
So
are a number
on
of.
11/6 of 2023 at 1:30 p.m., you'll be back for your court date. Thank you.
Really, there's nothing I can say.
Mr. Overwater, your client.
Ms. Martinez, I don't recommend you saying anything else. I don't think it's going to change the court's mind. The court's made its ruling. I will come see you. I'll have a social worker come see you. We'll work on getting you out, but you're not going to help yourself if you say anything else.
Seriously, there's nothing I can say on account of I have a job to get back to. I have bills to pay. I also have a car to unimpound, and there's nobody else who can do it except for me. And
Ms. Martinez, you would have had that opportunity had you had just come to court.
Yes, Your Honor, I
At
understand.
any of the number of times, the handful, the dozens of times that you were supposed to come and you didn't come before. And if it had just been one failure to appear, I would not have thought it was much to worry about. But there's more than one. You're done. We're done today. Thank you.
Okay.
Number 29.
Al Chavalowski for people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Martinez.
How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we met earlier this morning to discuss Ms. Martinez's case. The court, I believe, gave a common evaluation. I guess if the court would put that on the record for Ms. Martinez.
Was there another part of the offer too? From the people?
Yes, Judge. Judge, the offer is that the defendant plead guilty to in 23-635 FH to count 1 with the amendment to cover both officers that are listed in counts 1 and 2. And then in case number 23-626 FH, the defendant would plead guilty to count 2, retail fraud 3rd degree, and it added count 3 of larceny 200 to 1,000, or excuse me, under $200. And I'm just pulling up
Under 200.
under $200. Yeah, yes. Larceny under 200. That's a 93-day misdemeanor and or $500 fine or 3 times the value of the property stolen. The PAC code for that is 750.3565. And upon successful plea and sentence in both of these cases, counts 2 and 3 in 23-635 FH would be dismissed, as well as count 1 in 23-626 FH. The defendant is agreeing to pay restitution for 3 misdemeanor cases, and I just have the CTN numbers for those, but their reference is 23. The CTN is 23-3028, also a 23-905, and CTN 221056, with the agreement that you pay restitution in those cases. And I believe the restitution totals $24 in 3028. The restitution in The case before the court, 23626 FH, is 20, I believe is $27.97. And the defendant is agreeing to pay that. And we are also agreeing not to charge a yet uncharged case, which is described as CTN 23-5195.
Say that last one again,
23-5195.
Okay. Multiple questions. 23-5195, what type of case it is and what is the potential penalty?
It is uncharged. It is a possession of cocaine case. 4 years and or $25,000, I think. But we're not going to charge that.
Okay, and then the restitution amount in all three of the misdemeanor cases is $24?
It is $24 in 3028. I don't believe there's any restitution in 905. And I don't believe there's any restitution in 1056.
There's $27.97 in 626.
Correct.
She'd be waiving her right to a restitution hearing in all of those amounts. Something else happening to the misdemeanor cases that you gave to the CTNs? too?
Yes, those will be dismissed.
Okay, you have to tell me what types of cases they are.
Happy to do so. Judge 3028 is a retail fraud third degree, punishable by 93 days and or $500 and or 3 times the value. 905 is an attempted RNO, punishable by 1 year and or $1,000. And 22-1050 CTN 22-1056 is a attempted RNO, punishable by 1 year and or $1,000. And a count 2 on that case is lying to a police officer of a serious misdemeanor investigation, 93 days and or $500. And just for the record, the 3028 has already been dismissed, but we're agreeing to not charge the 23-5195 for her agreement to pay restitution on that case. This was all a package deal. That case got ahead of everything else and got dismissed. But rather than reauthorizing it or authorizing a new case.
So the deal would mean that you do not reauthorize.
Yes, I
restitution. It can't
correct.
be not charging a case that's not before this.
Right, I misspoke.
Okay, so make sure that I'm gonna throw this out. Camille, you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is, we're gonna put this out there one more time. You'd be pleading guilty today to count 1, which that carries a potential penalty of 2 years and or $2,000, and it'd be amended to include the names of both officers, the one from count 2. And then we dismiss count 3, which is disorderly person. That's a 90-day misdemeanor. If you have a successful sentencing. And then in the other file, which is 626, you plead guilty to count 2, which is retail fraud in the 3rd degree, a 93-day misdemeanor. And an added count 3 of larceny under $200, which has the same penalty of 93 days and or $500 or 3 times the value of the property stolen. In addition to that, you'd be waiving your right to a restitution hearing, which means you agree to pay $27.97 in that retail fraud case we just spoke of, 626, $24 in a case that's already been dismissed. But the agreement on that is they will not reauthorize the case on you.
What do you mean?
And then, say that again?
Could you clarify for me what that means?
Reauthorize means, so it got dismissed without prejudice, which means the prosecutor can charge you again. And they agreed not to do that if you paid the restitution off for that retail fraud, which was $24.
I understand, all right.
Okay, and then they also agreed not to charge a 4-year felony for possession of cocaine out of a police report and warrant request they have they're calling tracking number 235195. Do you know which case that is, or do you want the date of offense and the alleged location so they know?
Are you talking to me, ma'am?
I'm talking, yes, Camille, I'm talking to you, so do
I am
you,
aware.
that they agreed not to charge your possession of cocaine charge, and that is alleged to have occurred? Mr. Prosecutor.
I would like to.
May 21st, 2023, on or near Pearl Street in Ypsilanti. I believe I shared the report with Mr. Overwater.
He did, and Camille, that's the case that we discussed last night. You remember?
Yes, I just wanted to say I am aware of this one, and I just wanted to say that it is very much alleged, and it's certainly, I would like to.
Well, they're agreeing not to charge it, but then in addition to that, they dismissed 2 cases. Both of them are attempted RNOs, which carry a penalty of 1 year and are $1,000, and the second one has a additional count of lying to a police officer, which is a 93-day misdemeanor.
Right.
So that would be the agreement that you have before the court today.
All right, is today sentencing? No?
No, today is not sentencing.
Okay.
Today would just be an opportunity, if you choose to take it, to accept responsibility and plead.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm sorry, did you two have a sentence agreement that I piggybacked on?
We do not.
No.
What was the request, Mr. Overwater?
Your Honor, the request is that Ms. Martinez be released today, be allowed to go home, and then at sentencing, she'd be sentenced to a term of probation. Her guidelines is charge her 0 to 11. I see no benefit to her staying in jail any further, other than it's going to delay her ability to get going on the treatment plan and the things that she wants to do. She's
The things that she wants to do that give pause.
But she wants to go to therapy. She wants to go to Catholic Social Services and get treatment there. She wants to get back home. She wants to work on getting a job. She needs to pay rent. She has a support animal that she needs to care for. She has a lot of responsibilities and things that she needs to do. Keeping her in jail is not going to benefit her in any way. Well, if you want, we can keep her in jail forever, if that's the idea.
No, but for now, without a more of a, this is a plan we have from the social worker. It doesn't look much different than the plan that was provided previously, and she's had multiple missteps of the first plan. So the second plan doesn't look much different than the first. So I'm not in love with the plan, but I do want to give her the opportunity. I just want to make sure that she has the scaffolding she needs so that she doesn't end up in more trouble.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I am in full agreement, and I just wanted to let you know, there were some minor tweaks to the plan, but primarily I just wanted to sort out, as I'm a literary major, first, like right now, I'm trying to go back to school for business at this point, and also definitely gonna have a job at the Old Town Tavern, and that was one of the minor tweaks that we made to the plan. It was Bar and Grill formerly. It is Tavern, the Old Town Tavern. I'll have a job at, alongside going to therapy at Catholic Social Services that I had been attending from the age of 7 to like 21. And I'm happy to go back, and there are lots of things to talk about. And aside from that, I'm gonna register my dog as an emotional support animal.
Camille, are you still going to be residing on Belmar?
No, I thought it was on the record, 904 Jefferson.
Oh, hold on.
Number 17 and 18, people versus Devin Martinez, 23626 FH, 23635 FH.
Alex Chabalowski for the people.
Senator Overwater, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Ms. Martinez.
Camille, can you hear me? There we go.
Yes, hi.
Okay.
Yes. Hi there.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning. Did we get through the plea last time or no? I don't remember. I
We
have it
did
all
not.
written out. Okay. So how are we proceeding today?
Well, Your Honor, it's still my client's intent to plead no contest to the R&O larceny under 200 and retail fraud third pursuant to the offer. We had discussed that the restitution on the misdemeanors that would be dismissed as part of that plea offer were $24 and $27.97 respectively. The issue was where Ms. Martinez was going to go upon her release. The court did not want her to go to her home with her current romantic partner because of allegations of drug use. So Ms. Martinez suggested that she might be able to go reside with her grandmother. I did have the opportunity to speak to her grandmother a couple of times, but she has refused to let Ms. Martinez stay there. So what I'm asking the court for is that Ms. Martinez could be released to treatment because she does have some mental health and some substance abuse issues that she could certainly stand to benefit from treatment and from living in a sober environment. And that would provide her hopefully with not just a place to stay, but also transition into more stable housing. So I'd be asking the court for precisely that.
I would also, may I say something as well?
It would be against my advice, Ms. Martinez.
I'm just curious, like if I were to have another option before a treatment bed opened up, would that be possible? Also?
What's the other option?
There are a couple other people that I'm trying to get in touch with. It's just very difficult within the confines of the budget that I have to be able to speak with people through these confines. So it's just a matter of getting in touch with somebody, but whatever happens first, I'm thinking like would that be all right? Like whether it's treatment.
I don't know who those people are. And so there's no way of vetting to make sure that you're going to a proper place. The first place you suggested to me, we've already had that conversation.
Okay,
it's maybe not the best environment for you to go through, but if that was your first choice, where there's active drug use, that's not, I'm worried about who else you would pick. So in that case, for the safety of the community, I pick. And so it's Home and New Vision or Home and New Vision.
Would Spera be all right? I was thinking, because I've already been.
I need you in a longer program. Not 5 days or 8 days.
No, 90 days is their residential usual program, and I've spoken to Spera already, and someone was coming to reach out to me at the jail actually. Would that be possible? I'm familiar with it. It's really nice actually. 90 days would be appropriate.
No, it's right now it's Home and New Vision unless I have additional information, but the information that I have now, it's Home and New Vision.
Spera is not available?
Camille, I'm not gonna repeat myself again.
Okay. Do you know if there are beds open?
I don't.
Okay.
So the offer on the table. Making sure that I have all this right. In 23-635 FH, you would plead no contest to an amended count 1 that has both officers' names. The maximum penalty is 2 years and or $2,000. In file 23-626 FH, you would plead guilty to count 2 or plead no contest to count 2 and then added count 3, which is larceny under 200. Which carries a maximum penalty of 93 days and or $500 or 3 times the value of the amount stolen. Count 2 is a retail fraud in the 3rd degree. It has the same penalty, 93 days, $500 or 3 times the value stolen. In addition to that, the people would dismiss case number 23-3028, which is a retail fraud, 3rd degree, a 93-day misdemeanor. They would dismiss 23-905, which is a 1-year misdemeanor, which is attempted R&O. And case number 23-1056, which is also an attempt R&O and a second count lying to a police officer, which is a 93-day. And you would be responsible for restitution in 23-3028 of $24, and in 23-626 FH, the restitution amount is $27.97. You'd be waiving your right to a restitution hearing in those $2 amounts. Did I correctly summarize the agreement?
There was one correction, Judge. The case that we identified as 23-3028, rather than being dismissed, that case will not be recharged upon payment of the $24 restitution, as it has already been dismissed. And then also we agreed not to charge a case that we're identifying as CTN 23-5195.
And what's the?
That was a potential possession of cocaine charge.
23-5195,
5195.
which is a potential 4-year.
Yes.
Very alleged. My bad.
Do you understand the plea agreement right now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we've covered the maximum penalties. Is this how you want to proceed today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Let's get sworn in.
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Right, have you had enough time to speak to the public defender's office about how you want to proceed and what the consequences are of pleading no contest today?
May I lower my hand, Tiana? Sorry.
Yes, you can. I'm sorry, I can't see that it's
Okay.
up.
Sorry.
Have you had enough time to speak to Mr. Overwater about your plea?
Have I had an opportunity to?
Yes, enough time?
I mean, I've already attested, haven't I? No? I don't know. Like, I think so.
Do you want to talk to him again?
Yes, please. Well, I mean, not if it adjourns this again, I guess.
Mr. Overwater, sending you in a breakout room and a treasure hunt, and we'll recall the case in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Alex Chabalowski for the people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Ms. Martinez, who is present from custody from the Washtanaw County Jail. Your Honor, thank you for passing the matter. I did have an opportunity to speak to Ms. Martinez and answer her questions, and I believe we are prepared to proceed.
Okay, you're still under oath, so I have some questions I need to ask you now. Do you have an understanding of the plea agreement now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, are you currently on probation or parole?
No.
We just covered all of the maximum penalties for the offenses that you'd be pleading no contest to and for the ones that will be dismissed. Do you have any questions about the maximum penalties?
No, you're.
Okay, has anyone promised you anything other than what's been stated on the record to get you to plead no contest today?
No.
Has anyone threatened you to get you to plead no contest?
No, yeah.
Do you understand that if you plead today, you're giving up the rights you would have had if you went to trial? That includes the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses against you in each of these cases appear and have your attorney examine and cross-examine them, or to order witnesses that you need for court to come by court order or subpoena, to remain silent because you don't have to testify. I won't use that silence against you, or to testify if you wanted to at your hearing. Do you understand you're giving up all of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your plea today, you cannot come back later and tell me the plea was a result of something that you're not telling me about?
I fully am aware and understand, yes.
Do you
Yes.
understand that if I accept your plea today, you don't have an automatic right to an appeal? You have to ask a higher court for permission. They may say yes, they may say no. In other words, it's not automatic that you can undo your plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you understand that if you're not a citizen of the United States, the federal government can take action against you that includes deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and lastly, I already covered that. Counselors, would you confirm no other threats or promises?
No other threats or promises, Judge.
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right, in file 23635, as to count one that's amended to have both officers named, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, and in file 23626 FH, to count two, which is retail fraud in the third degree, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. Factual basis.
Judge, Mr. Overwater asked me to provide the copy of the police reports. The first one is for the department.
What is that? Sorry? What?
Oh, okay, yes, thank you. And count, there's an added count 3, Andrea, on 23626, which is larceny under 200. How do you plead to that?
No contest. This is all part of what I've already agreed to, right? Like with my lawyer?
Yes, this is,
Oh, okay.
Mr. Overwater, this is all.
This is all part of what was agreed to, Camille. The judge needs to establish a factual basis for the plea, so she's looking at the police reports.
All right.
It's 3565. I believe the factual basis is provided for in this case. Counselors, are you satisfied? I comply with the court rule under 602.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then I have another. This is. Twenty-three, 5168. Factual basis for that one too. Counselors, are you satisfied? I comply with the court rule under 6302 in that case.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
I find the defendant's plea knowingly, understandingly, voluntarily, and accurately made. We'll set this matter for sentencing on January 22nd. Overwater, you want to be present for the pre.
I do indeed, Judge.
Okay, and Camille, the probation department, if you are out, you need to reach out to them and talk to Mr. Overwater, but they're gonna do a pre-sentence interview with you to make a recommendation for sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you need to make and keep that appointment.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Right.
she's being released to residential treatment today,
It'll be when a bed is available.
but it's not, we're not waiting for sentencing.
No. I'm just gonna think about this phone. Okay, I'm gonna amend your bond that you can be released to treatment to home and set for sentencing 122-24 at 1:30. Any questions?
No, just thank you very, very much, Your Honor.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. This is
Yes, you're welcome. We will see you then, okay?
look forward. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too.
Thank you, Mr. Everybody. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Peace, everybody. Love, sorry.
So that brings us to the sentencing hearing, which was not broadcast. It took place in January of 2024, and it summarized 2 years worth of legal action, which encompassed 8 cases, 12 charges, and 89 separate court hearings. I'm sure you're familiar with the charges by now. So what they resulted in is a fee of $125, a fee of $50, 30 days in treatment and 18 months of probation, and $309.97 in fees, which includes, I believe it's $28, $25 in restitution. There is an 11-month jail sentence being held if those fees aren't paid, the treatment completed, and the probation completed without any problems. Wow. All of the time and money spent with our legal system, with all you have to do is not get in trouble anymore, and nothing happens to you. You pay like hardly any money at all, considering everything that's been done. That blows my mind. However, she just didn't get it. She didn't just look the gift horse in the mouth. She climbed on it and said, "Give it your best shot." Before the month of January was even over, there was an order for her to serve her full jail sentence of 11 months that was being held. She was supposed to be in inpatient treatment at this time, so I'm assuming that she left without permission. Several days later, the first days of February 2024, a warrant was issued for her arrest for a violation of probation. Quite a few months went by before there was any action at all, so I imagine she was hiding out, trying not to get in trouble. June 25th, 2024, we see her again in front of Judge Kunke, where she was arraigned on the violation of probation charges. Through the month of June, she has been back in front of Judge Slay. However, Judge Slay is no longer broadcasting her streams. Her hearings are no longer being streamed. Only Judge Conlon's are from the 22nd Circuit Court in Washtanaw County, Michigan. So I'm not able to see what's going on, but it looks like there were additional violations added, and then that appears to be related to repayment of the fees because, as you heard them say previously, the fees being paid was the contingency for some of the other charges being dropped. So September 9th of 2024, there is a collection show cause for failure to abide by court orders to pay assessments hearing being held, and then a second hearing for review is scheduled for 9/23/24. Meanwhile, she is in, I'm assuming, the Washtanaw County Jail and serving out her sentence, and then she will still have to serve the probation of 18 months following this sentence. So that's what happens. It's a sad situation. What do you think should happen? Could we have prevented this? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this stream, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment letting me know. I sincerely appreciate it, and everyone have a great day. I'll see you next time.